listening to New Roads, New Rules, the podcast where women come together to navigate life's big transitions with honesty, humor, and a whole lot of heart. Here are your hosts, Sandi and Terri. Real women, real talk, and ready to ride.
But you're my bestie for life. Yeah, you're the family I choose. Yeah, you. The best till the end. We can get through this together.
Everyone, welcome back to New Roads, New Rules. Hi, Terri.
Hey, how are you this week?
Good. Hanging in there, a year older.
Trying. A year older. How are you feeling a year older?
I feel it every day. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't feel in our 50s at all. I feel like I'm in my 20s and things have not changed much.
Yeah, mentally I am in my 20s.
Right. Me too.
30s maybe. But,
I wish my body would just tell me I'm in my 20s, but that's okay. That is not what we're talking about today. Do you want to know?
What are we talking about today?
Okay, so I picked the topic this week, and I thought we need to give a nod to all the amazing women in our life. So this episode is going to be about the friendships, the mentors, the coworkers, sisters, neighbors, and unexpected women who have carried us through life's hardest and most beautiful moments. So this is about the women who saved us.
Oh, that's great.
I'm very excited about this topic.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
It's a good monthly May topic since we just had,
Mother's Day
and all of that, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So it's good.
I agree. So, it's so interesting because, I don't know. I think I just realized as we've gotten older that women truly do save each other in so many big and little ways. And so
I agree.
I think it's an important topic to talk about today. So
I think so because I feel that women naturally are more nurturing.
Yeah.
And, some women are going through it just as much as you are. So they're just more empathetic.
Same. And I think they know, like, nobody knows like another woman what you go through on a day to day because there's so much. And it's not just the things that surround us in life, but our hormones, our bodies,
right.
I mean, it's very frustrating. And I think women underestimate. I think when I was younger, I underestimated the strength of what that meant. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think that I necessarily valued my women friends, the people that surrounded me, my mentors, and I didn't really understand it back then in my immaturity.
Right.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start the discussion with a question for you, Terri. Ready?
Okay.
So, what women outside of your family truly changed your life? So, can you think of somebody outside of your mom and sister, or even, I guess, aunts, cousins, who truly changed your life?
Like an older person or like when I was younger or just...
I think it could be anything. I think it could be anyone. I know I'm throwing you off with a hard question because you have to be very thoughtful.
Well, I mean, I guess, I guess it depends on what stage I was in my life because I feel like there were different women in different stages, that I looked or turned to that were outside of my family. For instance, like when my mom was diagnosed, I worked with this woman who went through breast cancer herself, and she too has passed from it. But when my mom went through it, Jackie was right there, like talked to me about things, what I could expect, what she could expect. She even reached out to my mom and would send her, care packages, letting her know somebody else. And she never met my mom in person. So she was one that came in at a time where I needed somebody outside of my family,
Right.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, you are one of them, you know, like when I was younger, you know, my mom and I would butt heads because I was very much like her, you know, and you were somebody who was there during all of that, you know, and helped support, support me
And that was
get
a
through all
hard
of that.
time. I think our young 20s is a hard time to go through things like that too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I just think of the things that I went through during that time, and to just sit next to somebody in class and laugh through the whole first time you
Right.
met them. It's like
Right.
we had an instant connection, but also then we shared all that junk that we went through in our
Right.
early 20s. And
I
it was
mean,
just not, yeah, you need
the
somebody
first
like
time I
that.
moved out on my own, it was you.
Yeah.
Like we were
Yeah.
roommates.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
I
like
know.
going through the first time leaving the house and all that. First road trip. you.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. I know. And then, and also the first time I ever like argued with somebody that I felt so close to, because we did argue,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? And I
Yes,
think that's
right.
difficult. It was difficult for me because I was like, okay, so for my family, I just argue with them and then we're made to love each other anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I
Right.
remember thinking, this is not, I don't know how to do this. You know what I mean? Because
Right. Right.
when you care about somebody like that, you just don't do it. But anyway, and then
Right.
there were breakups, and then there was all that back in the day.
Right. Back in
So-
the day.
Oh God, I just remember sitting on the hood of your car in front of my house, just talking for like hours. Right?
Right. Or all of our trips to the beach every Sunday,
Oh, God.
that whole I mean,
Yes.
every Sunday. Like, I know we've brought it up before, but I mean, that whole summer was the best.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. And we were dumb. We were so dumb.
We were dumb.
But
I
it
mean,
was
so dumb.
fun. It was fun still.
It was. It was
Anyway.
fun. How about you? How about other
Same.
women? That,
So I would say that the people that I was surrounded with, I was surrounded by during pivotal times in my life. I think especially when it's a hard season of your life,
Mhm.
you remember it. You know, you mentioned your mom's cancer. That was a hard season for you,
right.
unbelievably hard. But you know, I think when I think of pivotal moments in my life, it was the people that showed up, and it didn't have to be a big grand gesture. It was just like the people that were there to hear me out and like either commiserate with me, tell me it's going to be okay, or say, yeah, that fucking sucks. You know what I mean? And I think you did that for me in my young 20s, because I made a lot of mistakes in my young 20s. This last year and a half, I had you, I had my friends from high school that just showed up, like literally came to my house after he left with hangers and said, let's make this your room and let's organize your closet. You know what I mean? Like, who does that? You know what I mean? But we laughed. Anybody that you can laugh with. And then there are people like work-wise, career-wise that, I can think of that gave me really great advice that were women. And that said, you have to be professional but non-emotional, because you're going to show your emotions and they're going to say that's because she's a woman. And
you're going to get dinged for it.
Yeah. So
I got that advice too.
Yeah. So I think I can think of so many that I can't pinpoint, but I do think it's the people that just show up. Right. And I'm so grateful for that. And I hope that I can do that in return. You know what I mean?
I mean, yes, I have hope that I've done that for the people in my life, that especially the ones that I feel I'm closest to.
Yeah.
And I always try to be there for those people. And I think it's important to let the closest people, especially the closest people, know how important they are to me. And how they mean to me. So,
and it's interesting too, because we always associate it to our closest people. But I'm going to bring up an example. I went to a work function last week. I don't know, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I don't even remember. But it was in person, and we're so remote that it was kind of nice to see everybody in person. And I saw a younger woman that I had worked with previously and I haven't seen in 3 years. And she told me something very personal. And I wouldn't say we're like close friends, but something very personal about her health. And I
Mhm.
can relate. And I hope I gave her some good advice. You know what I mean? But I was
Right.
like, it doesn't have to be somebody like, even if you have somebody you meet in passing and you know something that
Right.
maybe
Oh
could
no, I
help
always
them.
try to be,
Yeah.
no, I always try to be helpful. I mean,
Right.
even in like, I'm a mobile stylist. Like even when I go to families' homes and things like that, like I always try, I will always,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that.
No, I know you are. I know. But I think so many people, when you're having those conversations, they think of like the things that they could do to impact the people closest to them. And I just feel
Right.
like as I gotten older, I'm like, I wish somebody would have told me this, or if
Right.
only somebody would have said, it's going to be okay. This is what, I went through or whatever,
This is
you know what I
normal.
mean?
Right.
And I
Right.
just want to be that for others. Not that I have all
Right.
the answers, because I don't. I certainly don't know. And I
Right.
still need guidance in almost every subject
I
of
know.
life. But I
I
do
know.
feel like if somebody feels heard or listened to, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's
Right.
just,
No, definitely.
it's hard.
I always want everybody, if somebody's going through, like to make sure that they feel heard,
Right.
and I mean, even if it's just being a sounding board, because I
Yes.
don't know, like, I don't want to act like I know I've been through their situation because maybe I haven't and I really
Right.
don't know. But if they need to talk just to get it off their chest and talk it through their
Yeah.
mind and everything like that, I would definitely
love it.
be there for that.
So I did
I
a
mean, that's
little
why we do
research.
this, right?
No, I know, right?
Oh,
I
of
mean,
course you did.
that's kind of what we're here for. So it's on
Right.
topic. But I did a little research. So, and hopefully it's research
Okay.
that we haven't like cited before, but I think it's all new. So, female friendships literally affect longevity. Now I know I've said that before, but this is a
Mhm.
different research point. So live
Okay.
with it. Live with it, Terry. Live
All
with
right.
it.
I'm living with it. I'm learning. Tell me.
So, researchers at Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that women with strong social integration around the age of 60 were more likely to live longer and reach the age of 85.
All
Isn't
right.
that crazy? I mean, neither of us are
That
60
is.
yet, but I mean, like, this just speaks volumes. So, do you
Yeah.
think women realize friendship is actually a health issue?
I think I don't know if women realize that,
Right.
but I do because I know, like, if if I have any strains on any of my close female relationships, like I physically feel sick.
Right.
Like it
Right.
does help. It does hinder your health. Not just
I
mental
agree.
but physical health.
Totally. I mean, we spend so much money on vitamins and collagen before we prioritize life with our friends, or
I know.
lunch, dinner with our
Right.
friends, drinks with our friends, whatever it is. So,
Right. No, we do. And I know, like, there are some women that I have known since grade school, and we have our little text chat. And like right now, we're trying to figure out days. Like, I just feel like we have to prioritize that.
agree.
And I have to say, like, throw this in right now. I more so because I feel this because I just recently found out that a girl that I went to high school with just died.
Oh my God. It's
like,
horrible.
And so it is, once again, life unfortunately has taught me at a young age how vulnerable life is and how fleeting it is. And once again, it's like shown to me again. So it's really important that you reach out to
The people, your people, even if you don't live close, right? Like, I mean,
Right.
we just had an episode last week about, all the modern technology. You can
Right.
get on the phone, on a FaceTime, get on a Zoom call,
Right.
whatever you need to do to get with your friends. I mean, I just think it's so therapeutic, so. I
It
have
definitely is.
so really maybe the real anti-aging secret is like Taco Tuesday with the girls, right?
I think so. I mean, laughter is the best medicine. So get together with those, for Taco Tuesdays or margarita with the girls and just,
Agree. 100%.
just have a relaxing evening, right?
Yes, yes. So I have another research point. You guys tell me when you
Okay.
want me to stop, Terry. So this is only point 2.
Okay.
So women's brains respond to stress by seeking connection, which actually explains a lot. When I'm stressed,
Yes.
I'm seeking connection for sure.
Right. No, I agree.
So a landmark UCLA study discovered that women often respond to stress with what researchers call tend and befriend. Lend and befriend. I can't even read, so I don't know what that is. Behavior instead of only fight or flight. So basically what this means is that women biologically seek connection during difficult times.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it just like, honestly, like, so like you went through your breakup and all of that. And I know when I went through mine with my ex and all that, our instant reaction is, all right, we ride at dawn.
Right.
Like,
right.
let's go.
It really was.
So I
It
think
was. There's no time to have a pity party. Let's just go.
let's go. We ride at dawn. We will take care of him.
So
And,
you were, and you
so
are one of the first people I call when my life falls apart. So I mean, it's good to have that person too.
Exactly. I mean, you the same, right? So it is very good. And I think we do seek out. And I remember, again, going back to like women that just were there when you needed it. Like when I was married, there was a time that, and I still think he had an affair. And I was part of the PTO, and I had a friend, Gina, she was my co-president. And she's just like, let's find her. Like, she was great on the internet searches. Like, and it was like at that moment, like, it was great because I could talk to her about it. And she's just like, we're going to find out. Like, we're going to find out if this is happening,
Right.
and whatever. So yes, I think women do tend to like,
Yes.
just like,
It's like, okay. It's like, yeah.
I have a bad analogy because we're not like, but elephants, female elephants, when there is one that is like distressed or whatever, those female elephants, they make a circle around them so no predators can get to them. And I feel like women kind of do that,
Yes,
like
agree.
when one goes down, all of a sudden, boom, that circle, protective circle goes around.
Yes,
So,
I love it. The reaction that I got when everything fell apart for me was crazy. It was really crazy. But I do also have a friend that does she can find anyone on the internet. It's
Right.
crazy. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you do that? She's like, I have my ways.
right.
She won't tell
I
me.
mean, and those are always great friends to have.
Yes, yes.
I want her name.
She was going to be a backseat driver, but didn't work out.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Great to know. Great to know.
So do you think, okay, so let me come up with a question here.
All right.
So why do women always gather in kitchens during hard times?
Because we like to eat during stressful
Right,
times.
totally. Or drink wine.
Or drink.
Fireball.
Like we pull out the ice cream and the wine,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like it's just
It just happens that way.
It just happens that way.
I love
it just
it.
happens that way.
Love it.
And yep.
And you know what?
exactly.
And we're not judged for it. That's the best part.
And we're not
is
judged.
Somebody,
Right.
even if we're on a diet, my friend Terri is going to come to me with a pint of ice cream and say, let's do this thing. Just tonight.
It'll just be ice cream now made of whipped cottage cheese.
Just kidding. I'm
You
still,
won't even know.
you're going to have to tell me. You keep saying. All right.
I will make some for you and bring it out.
Yeah, you better. Okay. So
Mhm.
this kind of goes without saying, but friendship, and I think we've said this before, friendship can impact biological aging as well. Recent research found strong social connections may actually slow biological aging and inflammation, which is
I need lower
weird.
inflammation.
I know.
Yes.
We already talked about how stress and loneliness physically impacts the body. Strong support systems may reduce the inflammation. So deep connection matters more than having hundreds of acquaintances. So,
I totally get that. I've done with kind of like all the acquaintances, and I have all of this. So right now I'm very stressed, like beyond stressed right now.
I know. And I know why.
I just found out something else. Yes. And I am like beyond stressed. And I have to say, like, I work by myself. It's me and the dogs here, right? So during the day, like I do feel like bloated. I feel because I'm so stressed, and even drinking my water, I feel bloated after I drink my water and whatever. But then I talk to you or I talk to my sister and whatever, and all of a sudden I feel lighter. Like I just.
It makes all the
Nothing
difference.
has changed,
Oh,
right?
no.
I mean, I'm still stressed and whatever, but I feel lighter after talking to you guys. So I
why though? I think it's the laughter. We talked about this in like episode 1, right? Season 1, episode 1. But I think it's the laughter because like no matter what you're going through or I'm going through, we can always make each other laugh. And I have other friends, same, right? Like I had my friends come yesterday. We watched a scary movie and then we just laughed. And it was like so therapeutic. I was like, can you come back every Wednesday? But no, I do think it's the laughter because you have to, right? Otherwise, if I took everything that happened to me so seriously, I don't think I would have made it throughout the year.
Oh my gosh, I would have had a stroke or something.
Right.
I mean, no, I totally agree because and it's not just necessary. Like if I'm with my boyfriend, like he makes me laugh all of the time. Like I can't tell you how much that helps. Like just the laughing, no matter who I'm with, as long as they can make me laugh, I'm good. I don't want to be around people that don't make me laugh.
Yeah. And I also don't want unrealistic expectations of me. So like, I want to be around the people that don't want to don't have any ulterior motives and they don't want a relationship, like beyond what I can give and all of that. So I hear you and I will surround myself with those people as long as there are no other motives.
Right. I don't want any other ulterior motives because I don't have ulterior motives.
Right. Like I just want to be me. I just want to have a good time. There's nothing else, I don't want to expect. So.
No, I don't want that either.
Yeah.
In my friendships or anything else. Like,
No, agree.
Right. So let's talk about the women who showed up, right?
Yes, can we? Yeah.
Let's talk about the women, through divorce or career, parenting, loss, illness, financial, mental, a lot of mental stuff.
Oh God, so much. Mental burnout. Ugh.
Right.
So much.
Right. Now, did any of your friendships surprise you during any of that? Like whether good or bad? Like were there friends that you thought would be there and weren't? Or friends that, didn't think was going to be there show up?
Yeah. So there's one friend that I really thought would be there for me no matter what happened. And that person never showed up. And I don't know why I'm always surprised by this, but I had to really realize that she's not the one that's ever really going to be that kind of support for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's fine. I just needed to put her in a different category,
Right. Right.
And I'm not sad about it. I just am like, okay, I still love her, but she's not my person, anymore.
Right.
I thought she was at one point.
Right. No, I have a person that's the same thing. But I was younger. And when my mom was diagnosed and, when we found out mom had cancer, my I mean, my head was spinning, and I was just, they were prepping us for death at the time, and the person that I thought was, my best friend and whatever at the time, literally ghosted me. Like when, I was shocked because she had anxiety and everything. And anytime she needed somebody or needed support, I was always there. And for the first time, I was coming at, with something serious in my life. She literally never called me back. And I, to this day, have not heard from her.
That's insane. I mean, especially, but I get it. I mean, I know who you're talking about, and I understand. And I think, I don't know what it is, but I think some people just aren't capable of being there in a difficult. I'm making excuses for her. I know I am, but I also think.
Well, no, I mean, go ahead.
I just think it takes a certain kind of person to also try to be there during the most difficult time. You know what I mean? And
it was the most difficult time in my life.
I think she had her own issues, to be honest. And again, I'm not.
I do. And I know that.
I know that you stood by her through all of it, and it wasn't fair. It really wasn't.
Right. I mean, it is. I mean, I get that, but I think it's horrible that not to even pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I'm really sorry to hear that, but this is even too much for me."
Right.
And I think I would have understood it more.
Right.
But to not, I mean, when I'm on the phone
not to ever, not even to reach out.
Not even to reach out even after mom died.
I know.
Like,
I don't get it.
Like nothing. Like, and honestly, that situation kind of, it changed me a lot in the fact that I became very guarded as to who I let into my inner circle.
Yes.
Because that was my inner circle and like just imploded it.
Yeah.
So that whole situation changed the way I let people into my life.
So me too. I think, I mean, you learned it a little earlier than I did, because of the circumstances and because you had you had such a big event happen. And I hate even to call it an event because it's way, way more than that. But I think I learned it later. For me, it was like constantly trusting somebody that then betrayed you or talked behind your back. And I don't want to sit at a table where other women are talking about other people that just happen not to be there that night. Because I know when I'm not there, they're talking about me. And I don't want to I don't want to surround myself with that type of person. So, but there are definitely like people that I've gotten closer to that I've known almost my whole life, like our friend Laura, right? I've known her since I was young, like, God, I don't even know, young teenager. And she is like, I look forward to just sitting with her and having wine and laughing. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I need. I don't need to talk about, she doesn't sit here and talk about so-and-so's doing this and said this about so-and-so. Like that is, I am too old for that.
Hi, Roadies. Terri here. Let's talk. If you've been listening, you know I've been on a weight loss journey for about 1.5 years now, and I've kept the weight off. But I'm not going to lie, the sweet cravings, they are real and they don't care how committed you are. That's why I'm obsessed with Deutsch snacking dough. It is literally cookie dough that I eat with a spoon, right out of the jar. No baking, no waiting, just me and a spoon, and my snack craving is handled. And here's the part that makes me feel really good about it. It's got 3 times the protein, 50% less sugar, and 20% fewer carbs than regular cookie dough. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, plant-based, made with real ingredients like chia seeds, flax seeds, and pea protein. And it actually tastes good. Can you bake it into cookies? Absolutely. But I am just a spoon out of the jar kind of girl, and I am not apologizing for it. A spoonful or 2, and I am genuinely satisfied. So head over to deutschfoods.com, that's DOICHFOODS.com, and use our code NRNR20 for 20% off your order. Your sweet tooth will thank you, and so will your macros.
Well, I mean, even like this group of women that I talked to from grade school, like I enjoy it because, I mean, we just get together and we like can talk about anything. And there's none of that grade school crap or high school crap where it's like, like the high school stupid shit, like, and whatever. Like we could just get together and talk about our families and talk about what's going on and laugh. And I enjoy that.
We're not in competition with each other. Like if
exactly.
somebody,
we're not in competition with each other.
If somebody at this age thinks they're in competition with you, that's an issue for them. And honestly, even business wise. So a few things have been happening at work where I'm like, why are you putting me in this position? Like, are you trying to get me to fail? Because I'm not like, I don't understand this. I'm not trying to sabotage anyone to get ahead. And I would not expect that anyone would do that to me, but it happens, especially in business, but I don't mess with those people either because that they don't have any loyalty and I don't have any respect for them. So.
Right. And, again, like to like change the outlook here, I just want to point out that there are some times that there's women who show up that are not our oldest friends. They're maybe new in our lives or, like women that I've met in my adult life, with through my kids and whatever. And they have appeared exactly when I needed them.
Yes.
And they are there, and I do appreciate that. And I do appreciate them and whatever. Yeah. So
I love that you said that because again, and I think I said this earlier, it could be like the person that you just have one conversation with in your whole life that could change something about you. So I met a woman at an airport. She was traveling by herself and she asked me to watch her bag while she went to the bathroom. And we talked, the flight was delayed. So we talked for an hour and she was going through a divorce. She didn't really know what she was going to do. She was an artist. And now since that day, I follow her on social media. She's thriving. She's like very successful. And I think about that. I know. I might have to call her. But it's so funny because she was the first one. I was married. Obviously, I was married at the time, but I learned something from her from one interaction, and then being her social media friend, I learned from her. So it could be just the simplest thing that happens. And you never know when somebody's going to say or do something to change your life. Or change your opinion or change your perspective.
Right. Well, and I think too, friendships after age 40, after age 50, I think they're different now, right? Because I only have friendships, less drama, more honesty. Like, what's the point of lying? What's the point of making something up? Like, we're just not at that age anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want drama at all. I don't want any drama at all. Like
I don't want drama. I do have smaller circles of friends,
I've built like a peace circle for myself.
Exactly.
And I don't want anybody to break it. They cannot.
Exactly. Because I want more quality better than quantity. I'm not into having, 1,000 people or, whatever. I like my small group. Like, I just like my small circle.
Yes.
And I think it's, there's a lot of beauty into low maintenance friendships.
Agree.
Male or female, like just low maintenance.
1,000%. I know.
I don't need all of the high maintenance shit. I don't have the patience for it, really. I really don't.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, I've realized
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So, what else? Where did we leave off? Now I'm thinking of all this stressful stuff.
I know. Like, okay. I mean, now if somebody texts and asks what's up, it's usually, health related or, I threw out my back. I lifted the dog. So
here's the one thing I'm going to say too about friendships. So there were a lot of male friends that I had previous to getting married that I lost touch with. And then I got divorced. And then some of them started to, like get in contact with me. And I was like, oh, cool. I can be friends again with, whoever I want to be friends with, without any jealousy or anything. But then I realized that there's a whole other side. For example, if that man is married and their wife does not know that we're talking, I can't do that, right? Because that doesn't feel good to me.
That's drama.
And I don't want that. I have my peace circle. And that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit into my peace circle.
No, it does not. It doesn't fit in my peace circle.
So
either.
I'm like, sorry, guys. And not guys, but sorry, I can't, I just don't, I wish you well and I want to be friends, but I also don't want to do it if you have to do it behind your wife's back.
No, no, that's no good. It's no good. And we're just going to move on with that.
Speaking of drama. Okay.
Speaking of drama. So let's talk about the friends who tell you the truth and why it's important.
Okay. Well, first
Holding
of all,
us accountable.
Yes, we need to be accountable for our actions, right? So like one of the things, like when I was in my 20s, you can't tell me I was wrong ever because I always believed I was right. I was a cocky little bitch. I didn't like it.
My God, I kind of, like both my kids, like they're never wrong.
I cringe.
And I don't know. I cringe.
I do.
I'm
I
like,
cringe.
Okay.
I cringe hearing a 20-year-old say it now, but I cringe thinking of my little attitude I had back then.
I know.
Oh God.
Right.
Terrible. I wish I would. So that's
exactly
that whole saying, I wish I would have known then what I know now is a real thing because I'm like,
it's a real thing.
I wish I would have like really like taken a step back and was like, no, I need to work on myself because I don't, I don't have it all together.
No, right.
So,
isn't there a song? I wish I could have this. I wish I could have that. Like, why do I that like?
I don't know. Do you want to make up a song? We can make up a song.
We can AI a song, but I think there's a song.
But here's the other thing. So it's not only about accountability, but it's about encouraging growth, right? And so, I
do encourage
growth.
I only give out advice when I want to encourage somebody to grow in a certain way.
And if you don't, then you don't want to encourage them.
Yeah, no, I if they're going to fight with me, I'm just like, oh, well, then it's your life, but I only want the best for people.
So if they're going to fight, yeah, of course. But if they're going to fight with you, then they're not ready to hear it either. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yes, I do.
But also, okay, so the biggest thing this last year and a half is I need people around me to tell me the truth, to remind me of who I am. Right? Like you lose yourself as a woman, especially, I know we've talked about this before, but you lose yourself in everybody else's BS, right? So you lose yourself in being a wife and a mother and a sister and a daughter, and you lose yourself in being a worker. And you just kind of forget who you are. And I think self-awareness is so big for me now, and it never was. And that's the problem. Never was.
Right.
So
I'm glad you said that because
are you gonna go ahead? Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth.
Well, I can't say everything, but I do feel very protective of you. So as you embark on your new life, like I only offer things because I want to protect you. And you have been through things, and I don't want you to have to feel pressured to change things for people.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So when somebody is like, oh, that'll change, or that'll change. No,
I'm steadfast.
That person,
I'm steadfast in my
good.
own thing.
I want you to
Yeah.
be steadfast because I don't want somebody coming into your life thinking that they have to change you to fit in theirs.
Well,
then they don't fit
first of
in
all,
yours.
anybody that's coming into my life now is not coming in for a long-term relationship anyway.
Yes.
Number one.
Good.
Because I'm not falling for that again.
Good. I don't want that because that's what, both of us have like left marriages, similar assholeish, like they have a lot of assholeish, and whatever. And, you don't want that again. Like, like we don't want to have to like go back to anything like that because we already left that asshole. We don't need a new one.
Sorry, I can't stop laughing at you. I can't. I will not.
That'd be nice.
So here's the thing I've learned from my mistakes. So I'm just gonna say this out loud. So Terri is concerned that my type has not changed.
I am. I mean, when I'm like, oh, tell me about it, and I hear, that person's like, oh, that'll change. I'm like, oh, God, no.
Oh God.
No.
I know I'm not gonna fall for the same things over and over again.
I'm not going to let you.
Okay. I know. So
I'm not. It's just not.
Wow, how did this turn into this? We gotta get back on track.
Well, we were because on your prompt, it's like the friends who tell you the truth. That's how we got it.
I know. No, and here's the other thing. I'm just going to say, I do appreciate that. And I do know. And I don't know what I would do. Oh, look at the puppy. I wish we were on video.
Yes. The podcast dog has arrived.
Yes, she has.
Nala's here.
She is. She's so furry.
She is so furry.
She's so fluffy and furry. She can't hear me. All right.
No, she cannot.
So the next segment, we should just go on to the next segment. Be done with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sandy wants to change the subject.
Women supporting women isn't weakness, right? So let's just discuss
Absolutely
that.
not.
I mean, I don't know how women are often like taught that you have to compete, that you have to compare, that you have to show.
Like,
I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I see it a lot when in like a lot of the women's groups that I belong to on Facebook or the moms groups, where, women are critical of each other, like so critical of each other. Like, let's not. Like, if they do something different than you do, doesn't make it wrong, right?
Right. No, I agree. And
it's just different.
And there's room for everyone to succeed. And I think we lose sight of that too. Everything has to be a competition. Now, I'm a competitive person, but I've learned.
So competitive.
I know. I feel like I've learned throughout the years to be more competitive with myself than with other people. Like, I want to win, but I want you to win too,
Right. I've learned to keep the competitiveness to, if we're bowling, I'm going to be fucking competitive. I'm going to kick your ass at bowling, but I am going to support you in everything else we do. But I've learned to keep my competitiveness to like things like that and not
sports,
like in general.
Or games, sports, things like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Not, life situations.
No. Not work, especially. That's one of the things that I did. I wish I could go back. Because I became a leader so young. You know what I mean? Like in my 20s, I was already kind of like a supervisor, then a manager, and then I was always kind of climbing the ladder. And I wish I would have I had one good mentor, and that wasn't till I was in my early 30s, mid 30s. And even then I only had her for a few years, and then she moved on. And I made mistakes because I thought I had to be the best and I had to show that I was the best. And not that I would I don't feel like I stepped on anybody on the way, but I definitely think I was overly competitive, overly aggressive. Like, there are things I wish I would have done so differently,
Yeah, on the flip side of that, and I don't mean, to take this down a dark road, but like when I was younger, I had an aunt who I won't refer to as an aunt in my adult life because she's a horrible human being. But she was horrible when I was younger and would knock me down. Not only me, like she had her favorites. I was not one of them. So if you were not her favorite, you knew it and everybody else knew it, and she made you feel like you were always failing. So as I grew up, I did go through therapy, but I learned to take that and not do those things to
Right.
people.
Right. I
Like,
think
I learned
you learn the hard way,
you know,
unfortunately.
you learn the hard way, right?
Yeah.
And and I have, so I guess in a way, I don't know if I would be different. I don't know. My mom always taught us, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, and to be supportive. I learned a lot positive things from my mom. And
Yeah.
so I took that and, took what her sister did and just made sure to do what my mom said and not
Right.
do
You picked a
what
side, and
the
you
other
picked
one did.
you picked
You're
the
right.
right side, right? You
Right. And to see, like, if I didn't do what my mom said, then this is what like you would end up to be like. And I did not want to be like that,
No.
and so yeah, I think women supporting women is not a weakness. And it is very important that women, especially this day and age, like I feel like women need to stand up for each other a lot
Yes,
more.
agree. 1,000%. I agree.
Yeah.
I think we should do a rapid fire section
All right, let's do it.
before
Okay,
we run
hit
out of
me with
time.
it.
Okay. So
Okay.
this section is called "You Know That She's a Real Friend If."
Okay. All right.
Oh,
You
but
know
these
if
aren't-
she's a real friend.
Yeah. So
If
let's you
what?
now. You got to come up with something, and then I'll come up with something.
Okay. All right. I know she's a real friend if she's showed up unannounced and she's seen my house and she doesn't judge me.
Love it. Okay, I know she's a real friend if she brings food, not advice. Terry.
Yeah, but I'll
no,
bring
just
that
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm open
Bring
to
that too.
I'm open to the advice too. Go ahead.
I know she's a real friend if she tells me my hair isn't bad when I know it has been in the past.
That's true story. I know she's a real friend if she'll sit silently with you when you can't talk.
Yes, because sometimes you just can't get the words out, right?
Yep.
I know she's a real friend if she knows what I'm going to order before I do.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Drink or no drink?
Right. Well, you know the drink for me. So
yes, we'll have it ready for you.
Okay, this one's happened between us so many times. You know she's a real friend
Yes.
if she answers what happened before saying hello.
Yes. Yes, this has happened a lot.
Yes.
A lot between us. Yes. And I know she's a real friend if she's witnessed at least one public meltdown. And again, no judgment.
Oh, thank God, because you did witness
Thank
a
God.
huge public meltdown for me. So I was grateful you were there.
Well, I think you've seen one for me too. Oh, hello.
All right.
All right. So let's go. Your turn. Hey, listeners, we want to hear from you. What woman has changed something, helped you change your life around? What woman have you looked up to? What woman has showed up for you when you needed it the most? Engage. Tell us. We want to know. You can tell us on Instagram. You can come on newroadsnewrules.com.
Anywhere
Come
you
on the
want.
free-
Anywhere you want.
Right. You can join our roadie chat board for free. Just come on newroadsnewrules.com, talk to us and let us know where we can, that way you guys can come and be our backseat drivers while we record on our podcast.
Absolutely.
And chat along with us on while we're recording live.
That would be
great.
That would be awesome. So here's
Yes,
the rule
yes.
of the week. Okay.
Yes.
Don't
tell me.
Don't wait until someone is struggling to show up. Send a text, make a call, check on the strong friend. Plan the
Please.
lunch. I know. Tell women what they mean to you while they can still hear it.
Yeah, that's a big one at the end. As I said earlier, I think you should tell people, men and women, what they mean to you while they can still hear it
Yeah.
before it's too late.
Agree.
Because we never know what tomorrow's going to bring.
Right.
So
And I
that's
can't,
a big one for me.
I can't, and I know we talked about a lot of, we were focusing on women outside of our family, but I cannot end
Right.
the episode without saying big kudos to the strong women in my family. My mother and my 3 sisters who are strong
Yes.
and mean and will kill somebody for me if I wanted them to. No,
Yes. Well, same goes for my sister, strong women. I mean, my mom has raised 2 strong females, in our family, and I don't know what I would do without my sister.
Yeah.
So, she's always the first one at that door before anybody else.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. So we are also grateful.
And my daughter, and I have to say, my daughter's coming up the same way. And even my son, I know that if I needed them, they would be here.
Yeah.
So, kudos to them.
Yes,
as well, too.
yes. I have, I think we should be very proud of the kids we raised, right? Because I think that they, they've made their mistakes just like we've made our mistakes, but that's
how they learn.
They've learned and they do the best they can, and they're kind and generous and amazing people. So
right.
With
and
that,
strong in their own.
Yeah. With that, I also want to say, agree. With that, I also want to say that this whole community is supposed to be women supporting women. And so if you are listening to this and you have a friend that needs to hear something like this, or if you just want to share it or become part of our community, please join on New Roads, New Rules, share it with a friend. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads.
Yes.
We're on Threads, right?
Threads. We're on now Threads now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And I do have to say, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I just recently had a woman tell me how she loves our podcast. She listens and everything. And she shared it with her sister who was going through a lot. And she knew her sister needed to hear that, other people, other women are going through it. So, at least laugh about it, which is true, which is why I always wanted to start this podcast, to give a little bit of light in the darkness. So if you do know somebody who could use a little lightheartedness through some tough times, share the podcast.
And also,
let us know.
if you or you know somebody, or you want to tell your story and you want to be on the podcast, we are all about that. So just reach out to us,
absolutely.
and we'll get you on, and we'll help you through the episode. We'll just it's really it's super easy, you guys. We're just having a conversation as friends.
Exactly. I mean, even in our little tangents, our little side conversations.
God.
Come join us. All right. Well, you guys have a great week, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye, everyone. See you.
But you're my bestie for life.